I've made videos about every weapon type except shotguns and assault rifles. Shotguns are not really interesting, so probably I won't make video about them. But assault rifles are complete opposite. We have many assault rifles, so this video will be pretty long. Probably it won't even worse in terms of how many views and likes I will get, but anyway, so your support would be appreciated. Let's start from probably the most popular weapons. M4, MK18 and HK. M4 and MK18 are the same weapons, but with few differences. First of all, M4 has better customization. Secondly, if we compare M4 and MK18 in the same builds, MK18 will be heavier by 229 grams. If we compare M4 and HK, the main difference we will find out is recoil. HK has better vertical recoil, but much worse horizontal recoil. So because of horizontal recoil difference, I would recommend M4 and MK18 for PvP. However, in other game modes, it doesn't matter too much. So all these three weapons will be on pretty much the same level. Also, I must mention that using HK with bipod is actually great combo. Since bipod removes horizontal recoil and reduces vertical recoil, by using bipod, you deal with the main disadvantage of HK, horizontal recoil. Overall, these three weapons are pretty good in all game modes. They have fastest full reload and average partial reload. As a result, they have one of the best overall reload times. And they have access to short barrels, which makes them really good options for zombies game mode. And they are pretty good in PvP because of reload speed and pretty average recoil, but as I mentioned, you better use M4 or MK18. Scarel. Compared to previous weapons, it has almost the same reload speed. It has slightly slower partial reload. Scarel also has shorter barrels and worse recoil. Much worse vertical recoil compared to M4 with MK18 and slightly better horizontal recoil compared to HK. It has slower PM by 125 points, some people prefer slower PM, some people prefer faster, so is it advantage or disadvantage depends on you. Overall, because of pretty fast reload and shorter barrels, Scarel is pretty good in zombies game mode. Meanwhile, in other game modes, it's pretty average. G36, the lowest recoil and the lightest weapon among 5F6, but it has some downsides as well. One of the slowest reload speeds among ARs, exclusive max, which has only one option, optic rail is pretty high, and it has access only to one barrel. In PvP it's really good because of really low recoil and pretty fast RPM. However, you must keep in mind G36 reload time. In zombies it's pretty good because of low weight, however reload time is more important. And recoil doesn't really matter in this game mode, but still it's quite good there. In open world it's quite good as well, but because it has pretty short barrel it won't be really good on medium long distances. And at the same time it might be not good on close distances because of reload speed. Meanwhile, some M4 can deal with both of these problems. The K5C, 700 RPM, among barrels it has two options, access to AR-15 max, slightly better reload compared to G36, recoil is on the same level with M4, and it's pretty heavy. Pretty average weapon for all game modes. In zombies it feels on the same level with G36, it has slightly faster reload, access to AR-15 max, optic rail is not that high, but it has much bigger weight. In PvP it's a bit worse than M4 because of reload speed. Recoil is on the same level and it has slightly slower RPM, which for some people might be advantage or disadvantage. In open world, even though it has better damage on distance and slightly faster reload, I can tell that it's better than G36. Because G36 in the same time has lower weight and lower recoil, so either they're on the same level or G36 will be slightly better option for open world. Next weapon is Famas. Probably the most specific weapon in today's video. Famas has the fastest RPM in assault rifle class, one of the fastest reload speed alongside with M4, long barrel, and that's pretty much all. Not long ago, Famas recoil was changed. Now it has one of the worst vertical recoils and horizontal recoils. And because of such recoil, it won't be a good option for PvP. Famas has exclusive max, which takes the same two slots, optic rail is really high, it's heavy, so for zombies it won't be a good option as well. In open world, it might be kinda good, but just because of barrel and its damage on distance. Really specific weapon. LET-582. It has pretty big weight, it doesn't have access to suppressor, it has really fast partial reload and slow full reload. Because of good damage on distance, it's pretty good option for open world, if you don't care about suppressor at least. It's really great option for PvP since it has lower vertical and horizontal recoil than M4. The only problem about this weapon is muzzle flash, which might cause problems in PvP since most of the time you'll spray. In zombies, because of pretty big weight and that it doesn't have access to suppressor, I wouldn't say that it's да, хуйня полная. I wouldn't say that it's a good option. Next we have M16s and C7A2. Stats-wise, they're completely the same, but they have few differences. First of all, M16s have better customization, secondly C7 has after-fire mode, meanwhile M16 only burst mode, so because of after-fire mode, C7 will be more universal. Overall, because of good damage on range, M16s with C7 are really great options for open world. I would even say one of the best options. In PvP there will be just worse versions of M4. They have worse recoil, so reload of both types, and also they have front iron sight. which can be removed. In zombies, that's one of the worst 556 weapons. They simply don't give you anything which could be useful in zombies game mode. Next weapon are Stgw 07K and Stgw 90. Stats-wise, these two weapons are the same, but they have different customization and different barrel size, which is the biggest difference between them. If we compare Stgw 90 to SAM-C7 with M16s, it has slightly better damage on distance, a bit worse recoil, slower reload, and it doesn't have problems with iron sight. Also, it doesn't have access to AR-15 max, another great option for open world, which I would put on the same level with C7 for all three game modes. However, with Stgw 07K we have different situation. Because of shorter barrel and worse damage, it's the worst assault rifle for open world, and one of the worst for PvP. It's the only 556 weapon which doesn't have one tap against 100 HP. But in zombies game mode, because of shorter barrel, it will be better option than Stgw 90 or SAM-C7. We still will be able to one-tap the same amount types of enemies as these weapons, so for zombies it's quite good. Stgw, another great option for open world. It has the same damage on distance as M16's with C7, it has faster reload, slightly lower vertical recoil and higher horizontal recoil. A bit slower RPM by 20 points, exclusive max, empty rails, and since it's bullpup, it's shorter than the same M16's with C7. In PvP it will be slightly better than C7 because of reload speed, empty rails and short size. In open world I would put it on the same level with C7. But based on your preference, you might find it even better than these weapons. In zombies it's pretty good, and it's actually the best option if you want to have pretty short weapon and great velocity in the same time. Now we are moving to AK family. Since AK-103 was in video with battle rifles, it won't be in this video. Before we start, I should mention that all AKs have the same reload speed, which is on average level compared to other weapons. And also that most of them have pretty high recoil, so it's not really worth to use them in some PvP, for example. At least if we compare them to 556 weapons. Let's start from AK-74UN. Because of its weight, size, and one of the lowest recoils in AK family, it's the best 545 weapon for zombies game mode. Because of pretty low recoil and faster RPM compared to other AKs, it's pretty good in PvP. But keep in mind that it one-taps not on all distances. And in open world, because of damage on distance, it's one of the worst options. But it's slightly better than Stgw 07K. Also because of small rail space, you won't be able to put some optics, at least on top component. AK-11. The best AK for zombies because of its caliber. However, it has the worst vertical recoil in AK family and the worst vertical recoil among ARs, at least if we forget about 103. It has quite good damage on distance and it doesn't have access to extended mag like other AKs. I would say the main reasons to use this AK over others is just for 556 caliber and better velocity. If we compare AK-101 to AK-105, which has shorter barrel, the difference in range is pretty small. Meanwhile 101 has higher recoil. Next we have AK-74M with AK-105. Stats-wise these weapons are the same, the only difference in barrel size. In PvP and zombies, 105 will be slightly better because of shorter barrel. But in open world, AK-74M definitely will be better option. And actually AK-74M by itself is one of the best options for open world. Since it has the best damage on distance, so if you are looking for the best 545 weapon for open world, 74M is your choice. And the last weapon for today is AK-105 MK3. Compared to other AKs, it has slowest RPM and lowest recoil, and also a different type of handguard. Since you don't really need to go full auto in open world and zombies, it feels on the same level with AK-105. But in PvP, even though it has slowest RPM compared to other AKs, difference in recoil is really big. So because of really low recoil, it's great option for PvP. And actually it's the best AK for PvP. So in the end, the best ARs for each game mode are next weapons. For PvP, just 86 with its really low recoil, L85 if you want faster reload and you don't mind higher recoil with muzzle flash. For zombies, it's definitely M4 with MK18 and HK. For open world, if you want to deal great damage on all distances, except really long one, C7A2, OG3, Stgw and AK-74M are the best option. L85 might be great as well, in case if you don't need suppressor, and M16s if you don't mind that they don't have afterfire mode. If you prefer medium range, HK, M4 with MK18, AK-105 with MK3, and AK-101 will be the best option. And the most universal weapon for all game modes is definitely M4. One of the best options for zombies, great option for medium range in open world, and it's pretty good in PvP. That's all for today. If you found this video useful, leave a like and some comment, it helps out with video promotion, join my Discord service, builds, tier list, and other useful information. If you really like my content, you can support me at Boosty, and see you next time.